there's somebody coming to the commentary position, and I've mislaid my bagpipes and my drum kit, but very shortly we're going to be bringing you the inimitable Adam Collins.
Inimitable?
Yes, he's inimitable. He's going to give it the real sell here now. He's going to talk this innings up, right, folks. He's going to make it a combination of rapping, standing, real hard and hardcore. He's really going to talk about this innings and tell us how absolutely vital it is to the future of Australian cricket as 35-year-olds should be limping towards an Ashes debut.
So this latest one from Marsh, he's driven out for a single out to extra cover.
Stefan Shemet will also be joining us. We're here for another 5 minutes to go, which ensures we won't be too bored with each other.
239 for 4 is the Australian score. Tenduskarta's getting a long stint here, as that's just eased wide of the man at short mid-wicket, and they come through for another single, and these two seem very nicely settled and almost like they're having a net out there.
Indeed, indeed. You know, Adam's had some experience of politics in his media career, so what that means really is you could put an asterisk against everything he says because of the forked tongue aspect of dealing with politicians. So when he says that somebody's playing particularly well, you can just treat that with a pinch of salt.
Tenduskarta in again. That one's driven to extra cover for no run. He's marking out his long run now, you've said that.
I know. I'm only
pouring at the ground at the back of the box.
I'm getting him set up. I want to see Adam's face. He's going back after just 2 test matches.
Is that right? Yeah. Part-time these days, isn't he?
All we hope is that the Australians can turn it around and win it 3-2 from 2-0 down. We'll just have to see.
Tenduskarta turns at the end of the shortest run that he has. Ropes in now, down the leg side. It's an appeal for a strangled catch down the leg side. Slip, and the standing wicketkeeper Imtiaz got excited momentarily and then saw the bowler turn around and gone back to his mark and he thought probably not then.
That's also the worst way to get out, isn't it? When you just get a faint edge going down the leg side, you're thinking, leg side tickle, that's 4 runs for me.
Almost, but that's what Michael Clarke thought this morning when it came off the face of his bat down the leg side and suddenly turned around and there was leg gully.
It was a good catch, wasn't it?
It was a very good catch because it came at a rate of knots.
Very good field placing, a nice little blow there on behalf of England, delivered by Ravi Bukara. Good captaincy, good field placing.
The man who took the catch is Ryan Tenduskarta, fielding off his own bowling this time, end of the over.
He's been a good cricketer for you, hasn't he, Ryan Tenduskarta?
And who brought him to the club?
Well, there's a Dutch connection, wasn't there? So I doubt it was Johan Cruyff.
Graham Gooch.
Did he?
Graham saw him playing out in South Africa. And suddenly, I'm almost certain, Nick will probably be able to tell you better, but I'm always certain Ryan Tenduskarta made his debut at Old Trafford, I think, for Essex,
right.
Against Lancashire, I think.
He made his debut in 2003, so Graham Gooch would have gone, but he was involved in the coaching side of things here at the time, and he'd spotted him and recommended him to the club, and suddenly this name, Tenduskarta, who is he? I mean, no one knew who he was or anything. Suddenly he was in the side and almost indispensable, so much so that he plays IPL. He goes out and plays for Kolkata, so they miss him at the start of the season quite a lot now, but his one-day record really does stand up to inspection. Nijjar continuing from this river end, down the wicket comes just one stride actually, lofts it over middle and picks up 4 runs. He helped that round, Glenn. I don't think he got a great deal of bat on that, and another day he might have hold out to a deepish mid-on. I think he might have been trying for a shot over long off, mid-off, but he's got a good bat.
Just carried on with the shot.
Yes, and the sound told you, it wasn't a sweet thing.
Nijjar is in again. He's pushed defensively for no run, so yes, Graham Gooch even now in a hand in bringing Ryan Tenduskarta to the club.
Born in Port Elizabeth, windy Port Elizabeth.
South African with a Dutch connection, so
played in
the Netherlands, yeah. Popular figure at the Essex side, the one-day captain here now as well. Is he? Yeah. Right. There's Nijjar, young left armour. Again, flatter that one, push defensively out forwards to help for no one.
How close are we to moaning about the weather? The English disease. Have we been on?
I was listening to radio this morning as well, people say, well, it's affecting the trains. There are speed restrictions on the Greater Liverpool Street line, which runs through Essex.
It makes
here.
a change of leads on the line.
Overhead cable problems at Colchester earlier today due to the heat as well. Nijjar is in again, and plenty of loft on this shot this time from Voges. 248 for 4 as that one hits the boundary rope, and he moves up to 48 now. And Nijjar casts an eye to the side to his captain Ravi Bukara, who beckons him towards him. Now his arms folded and says, well, there's nothing you can do about that, to be honest. Let's put someone on the fence.
8 men on the boundary. Alert the crowd. That was a better shot, actually. More or less went in the same position, but he got into it down the pitch and flicked it over mid-on's head for a 2-bounce fall.
Right, well, they've had a chat. And they've decided we'll leave the field as it is.
They've decided not to take him off in the middle of this over.
Correct.
He'll have to complete it.
Give him a go. I've still got the sweeper out on the cover boundary. They've got a man at deep backward square. As Najjar is in once again, and that actually bites and turns, just goes past the outside edge of Voges at a very gentle pace, it has to be said, but nevertheless he beats the bat.
It was a good delivery. Lunged forward, didn't he, Marsh? What's he on there? Marsh is on 24.
Marsh has got 24, Voges on 48. So this is Najjar in once again. Flatter this time outside off stump. Cut away, but fielded by the man at backward point. There is no run. End of the over. 50 overs gone now. 2:48 for 4 is the Australian score on ABC Grandstand, BBC Essex and BBC Sport websites, and 5 live sports centres. We cannot complain about the weather whatsoever, Pat.
Indeed not. There's no intention of doing so. If you fill the vacuum for a time being, Glenn, with some well-chosen observations, it'll be time for Adam Collins. Is probably going to be the highlight of the day. He's busy now. He's limbering up. He's done his notes. He's done his Morris exercises. He's gone through some very complicated calisthenics, and then Stephen Shemet will come in as well.
Thanks, Pat. Pat Murphy with us here this afternoon. Substitute fielder making his way on at the moment. As Adam just settles himself in, takes Mr. Murphy's seat. Matt Salisbury is going to come on to bowl from the Hayes close end, a youngster who impressed with the Cambridge Students a couple of years ago against Essex, which convinced them to sign him. So Adam will pick up commentary with Australia enjoying themselves at 2:48 because these two look settled in nicely for a very pleasant afternoon's batting.
Thank you very much. Salisbury coming to the crease here from the Hayes close end. Straight down the leg side of this first ball around Mitchell Marsh to let it go by. Doesn't see any temptation trying to push it down the leg side. Of course, Michael Clark was caught around the corner this morning for a first ball duck. And a fairly unflattering way of getting himself out. I've got the impression, Stefan, who's joining me at the in the special comments sheet here, the summarisers here, as you call it in the UK, that Michael Clark didn't know there was a field around the corner there earlier. Did you get that impression as well from that dismissal?
I think he was very surprised to see him hanging onto the catch.
Salisbury here again. This time it's shorter. Bowler up high, defending into the ground, no runs scored. It remains 2-4-8 for 4. Voges is on 48. Marsh 25.
One thing that did occur to me is, let's say, for argument's sake, that Australia continue to pile up the score. Let's put 500 out of the air.
Sure, let's do that.
And let's say Essex make just shy of 300, potentially in a position for Australia to make them follow on.
Yep.
If a captain's got a first ball duck, what is he thinking in that situation?
Well, he wants a second hit. Of course he does. Wants a second hit, of course he would in this circumstance. Salisbury to the crease again, this time pushed forcefully between the man at cover and point. They'll take at least 2 as it runs out towards the boundary at county corner there. Marsh ticks his own score onto 26, and Australia's 250 is up for the loss of 4 wickets. And this is the 51st over, so it's been a good clip Australia have gone at, just on, that must be 5 and over, near enough to, yeah, right on 5 and over they've made in this inning so far. Barely any applause from the Essex crowd for the 250 there, Stefan. What's going on?
They're wondering, why aren't Essex batting under this sunshine? That's what I came to see.
These are the questions I asked this morning. Winning the toss and sending Australia in 35 degree heat was a confusing move, to say the least. This time the drive through point, it's not, all of it is not gotten, I should say. So it goes out to the sweepers at backward point, returns to the keeper, and the strike is turned over. The score now moves to 251 for 427 is Mitchell Marsh's score, and 48 is Voges.
But it's been entertaining stuff. 250 for 5, 50 for 4 rather, 50 overs. Maybe even been slightly different if Essex had held some catches. Watson was dropped, Mitchell Marsh has been dropped. That being said, you never got the impression that Australia were ever under the pump, just enjoying a hit in the sunshine.
They were for about 5 minutes when young Moore was bowling earlier before lunch, I thought. Salisbury now though, this time he's defending into the onside, no run scored. Those 2 wickets in consecutive balls would have had reason for to have their tail up somewhat. A chance to bowl at a number 4 in Adam Voges, who had faced a ball in England on this tour. but he negotiated those 2 overs before the to get himself in rather, and of course David Warner took the attack for the Australia, as an English side, for the Essex side rather after that.
And for all of that, for as impressive as Warner was, set for 100 before for lunch, it's Voges who I think has been the most impressive today.
He's facing up here now, pushing into the offside. He takes one, easy as you like, to the man at deep point. Sweeper out there early on in the day, really comparatively speaking. He over-reads bowled. The score is 252 for 4 here at Chelmsford.
In terms of maybe teaching us something that, as an English audience, that maybe we didn't know or wouldn't have expected for an Ashes side even 2 months ago, Voges, not only today but obviously with his debut in the West Indies, he has shown 35, 2 test matches to his name, that he is looking like a big obstacle for England to overcome this summer, just in the way he's played today. Very calm, like I say, came in at 60 for 2 wickets and 2 balls. He watched at the other end as David Warner blazed away, Watson as well. He looks like a man who's right on the top of his game and is ready to make full use of an opportunity that he thought might not have come.
Yeah, that's right. He would have been very aware of the fact that at age 35 he'd only get 1 chance in the Australian lineup, bashing the door down as he did for a huge domestic season last year. It's the jar continuing from the river end, left arm through the umpire, orthodox spin. This ball is defended by Mitchell Marsh into the offside, no score. He knew Adam Voges when he came into this side. We spoke to him before that. Before the series in the West Indies, he wouldn't have played in the West Indies if not for the fact that Chris Rogers copped a blow to the head in training 3 days before the scheduled start of that Dominica Test match. He was brought into the side as the spare batsman, really. Jar this time is cut behind square, behind point right. Oh, there's a run out opportunity here. A mix up to the bowler's end, and the bowlers are taken off. And there's a run out, and Adam Voges will have to depart. That's a terrible mix up. Both batsmen running to the same ends. Lack of communication. It's actually, I think, Marsh walking off, not Voges. We're only getting a rear view at the moment, and without a TV camera it's hard to...
I think that is Voges.
...tell from this angle that we're on from our commentary position. But in any case, the 5th Australian wicket has fallen with a score at 252. It was a